Welcome to your Monday edition of Live at 5. I'm Matt Harrelson, and being joined with me on the desk is Stephanie Thornsberry, the museum director for the Depot down in downtown Hamlet, and of course Rick Horton beside me here from PD Region Paranormal Group. And we don't really get a whole lot of paranormal groups in here visiting us, so I understand you guys are working together and have an event coming up soon, right?
Right.
It's the Depot Ghost Tour. It's the third year that it's run. And this year we've added on the caboose that's outside of the museum. So it'll be the Tornado Building, the caboose, and the depot. And it will be Friday night, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and 11 p.m. They're hour-long tours. And Saturday night at 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and 11 p.m.
All right, Rick, let me ask you this. As far as the tour itself, what is it you guys are actually looking for when you go on these tours?
We are looking for, basically, it's residual history of the museum itself.
Okay.
And we're also getting a residual from the surrounding areas, like the chicken place burnt down.
Right. Imperial Foods, yeah.
And the old hotel.
Okay.
We've got residual from that. We've investigated it 3 times already to get ready.
All right.
We'll be set in certain areas all around the depot. They'll have a tour guide that brings them to us. They'll listen to what we've gotten, see what we've gotten. They'll get to experience, up front what it is, use some of our tools that we use.
Okay.
And it's going to be a good night. It's going to be a real
While
good night.
learning about the history of the building
Exactly.
and the town
Okay.
itself.
So that's kind of why you guys are integrating the depot and the museum into this this hunt. So you said this is the third year y'all have done it, right? At the depot. Y'all found anything at the depot before?
This is PD.
This is our first time.
Okay. What are you expecting anything? Because I mean, Hamlet's really, really old. I mean, we all know that. And there's, of
Right.
course, a lot of buildings in downtown Hamlet that are not there anymore.
Right,
Of course,
right.
the depot is one of those that's been moved around. You guys expecting to find anything spooky?
I wouldn't say it's spooky.
Right.
It's very interesting,
Right.
what you hear. Yeah.
And I've seen, we did a Live at 5 with you guys, and we moved downstairs to where the toy trains are down there. And I think I've seen a video that you took one time of one of those moving. Is
Yep.
that kind of part of this whole thing too?
When it wasn't turned on. Yeah, that was during last year's tour. We've gotten that. We've also gotten, the rumor is there's a little girl in the upstairs bathroom.
Ah,
Right.
We've gotten recordings of her saying hello and saying, "Can you help me?" We've got some more stories that people have brought to us over when the depot was moved, and some of the workers actually left and refused to come back because
Really?
of what they heard. So
all right. And then, so the group's called PD Region Paranormal.
Right.
So obviously that encompasses the PD region, correct?
Right.
So where all do you guys go about?
We actually go anywhere anybody calls us.
Okay.
They come on our website. They ask for help. We go help them. That's our mission, is to help people.
Okay.
We don't do it for money or anything. We just go to help people. Because a lot of times they've got something in their house, but they don't want to tell anybody because they'll think they're crazy.
Right, right.
But they'll contact us.
All right. Well, let me ask you this then. How do you get into something like this?
Well, all told, we've all been in it around 20 years.
Okay.
It's just a hobby I like to do.
Right.
It started out as something me and my son done together so we could spend some time together, and then it just blossomed out.
Okay.
It was actually, PD Region was actually 2 different groups, and we merged into one group. One was from South Carolina, one was from North Carolina. We merged in. So we also have a South Carolina outfit too.
All right. So they're taking care of everything south of the border. then.
Right.
All right. And then just for those, just to reiterate, so you guys are going to be at the caboose is the new one this year, the Tornado Building, and then the depot. Is
Yep.
that correct?
Right.
So what was the purpose of adding on the caboose? You guys just want to check that out?
yeah, it's something different to add on, and the caboose itself is old, and it kind of has an odd feel if you go in there in the evening. So I was
Right.
like, why not add it on?
Sure, why not? All right. And then for everybody watching and listening, just let them know how they can get tickets, when it is, that kind of stuff.
If you have questions, you can call me at 910-582-0603 to purchase tickets. It's $20 per person. We prefer it be people over the age of 15 because we don't think it's really
Sure.
kid friendly. But you go on ticketleap.com and you can purchase your tickets there. You can select your time, and if you go on there to purchase your ticket and you use Depot Ghost, you'll save 20%.
All right. And parental discretion advised means it's going to be a good time. So.
It does.
Right.
All right. Rick Horton from the PD Region Paranormal Group. Stephanie Thornsberry, of course, the Depot Museum Director. We appreciate you guys joining us today. When we come back, Raider football shuts down Hope County at homecoming, and Norman Fest is once again a big hit. That's coming up on your Monday edition of Live at 5, and of course Richmond County's Nightly News continues right now.
Hi, this is Christina with Richmond County Hospice. I'm with Julie and Holly, and we're here to talk about how wonderful Hayden Construction was during our recent pipe bursting and flooding in our building.
In 10 to 15 minutes they were here and they were already starting to work vacuuming up the water, trying to figure out where all the damage was, what all they needed to do.
They were so quick to get on the scene. They were here before I even arrived, and it was just reassuring to have them come in and take control.
We are so thankful that they were here to help us that day.
At Kyocera, we see your company differently. We see your documents, how they're accessed, what it takes to keep them secure, and how well your workflow is flowing.
Kyocera helps your entire document infrastructure run more efficiently, securely, and cost-effectively.
And what we see is an opportunity to integrate all of it.
Part of the expectation during homecoming week in high school is for the football team to win on Friday night. And while Richmond Senior High School awards a Mr. and Mrs. School Spirit instead of a homecoming king and queen, the Raider football team was the king of the field in its showdown with SAC opponent Hope County High School. Richmond welcomed in the winless Bucks Friday to Raider Stadium and dismantled Hope County in 53-0 fashion, steamrolling its way to its fifth straight win.
They did phenomenal. I mean, you know, we really scored really fast early on. You know, we had planned on that double pass all year. I mean, not all year, but all week. We talked about it all year, and I just thought it was the right time to kind of come out and try and, the distractions and stuff we worry about. So if we come out and do those kind of things to get our guys going in a hurry, and so it worked out great for Noah. Jaheim busted some runs, some big runs, made it look real easy. The offensive line was blocking well for him. So really happy with that. Happy to stops. Defense guys didn't play a lot of snaps tonight.
Right.
They ought to be pretty doggone fresh come Monday.
Yeah. So I know the defense obviously played great tonight, but it seems like this is the third shutout out of last 4 games, I believe it is. How are they able to do that?
I think the other team doesn't score. No, that's the biggest thing. I mean, the guys are doing a good job on their assignments. I mean, and there's an energy that's there no matter what, who's out there, whatever. Like we said, we've had some injuries. Guys jump in. They're really energetic with what they're doing, flying around, but they understand the scheme of the defense. Several times tonight on motions and things, with the stunt we had called, it could have really messed us up. Early in the year, it might have. They've grown up so much to understand how to check that stunt, check out of it, check somebody else into another stunt, which still gives us the pressure we want. So, they're really able to understand the defense right now, and maturity there is what's probably having as much to do with that as anything.
And then coming up next week, you guys are going to be facing Lumberton at their house. What do you guys need to do to get ready this week?
We'll watch film and see and prepare on them. I mean, the biggest thing is they don't play on Monday, so we may get film a little later, stuff like that. So we're going to do everything we can to get some film on them. Maybe prepare off of last year's film some. It's tough because I got a new head coach.
Okay.
So, trying to get that squared away and us really talk to maybe some other guys around the conference, or maybe I don't know. We got to figure out something to get some idea of what they can do, and then prepare for practice on Monday.
All right. And then one last question for you. It's homecoming. What does Raider pride mean to you?
Oh man, Raider pride is our assistant coaches coming in, and tonight for devotion. They came in and they all talked to our kids about what their time meant here. They all had very distinct memories for our kids, and they're able to pass that down to our kids. And we put that chain on there. Raider pride is what goes back and how we link to it and how it just stays here and stays here and stays here. And it's just something really special to be a part of.
On Saturday, the little town of Norman held its 9th annual Norman Fest. Food vendors of all descriptions were set up on the event grounds selling all types of delicious foods, including collared sandwiches. Many craft vendors displayed their wares, while a chainsaw artist proved that even with a chainsaw, beautiful art could be carved out of wood. Shiny antique tractors, lawnmowers, cars, and trucks were all on display for folks to look at and bring back memories from the past, or in some cases, explain to the youth. Many of the children at the event enjoyed face paintings, snow cones, and displays from the North Carolina Zoo, while everyone enjoyed the many musical bands that played during the event. A professional wrestling event was held as well, and the folks got into the action of the fights put on by the wrestlers. Also offered during the event were helicopter rides. The chopper was taking off and landing every few minutes with rides high above the town of Norman. Mayor Kenneth Broadway said he was well pleased with the turnout of folks and for the beautiful day. When we return, I'll be bringing you your Live at 5 weather report. It's coming up right after the break, so stay tuned.
McNair Auto Sales is the place to buy your pre-owned car, truck, or van. To be the best, it takes big selection, friendly staff, and great pricing. We guarantee a no-hassle buying experience, and financing is available right on site. So come see us today. We're located at 1026 East Broad Avenue in Rockingham. And remember, with over 40 years of experience, you know McNair is the name you can trust.
At Richmond County Hospice, we strive to provide high-quality care to our patients and their families. Whether it's the incredible hospitality at the Haven House or from the comfort of your own home, you can count on hospice to be there for you. We also offer monthly grief support groups, and our chaplain will be there to hold your hand in prayer. Through our amazing staff and our volunteers, hospice has made difficult times easier for our community. Call the number on your screen if you feel that you or your loved one may benefit from our services. Richmond County Hospice. Peace, comfort, dignity.
Today's Live at 5 weather report is brought to you by HCI Fire and Water Restoration. And water is what we're expecting coming from the sky for tomorrow. But as we take a look at the map behind me, down in Wilmington, a high of 83 for tomorrow, high of 78 in New Bern, 73 up in Greenville. Of course, like I said, showers expected on the eastern part of the state. Up in Raleigh, a high of 68 as well. Here in the Sandhills area, as you can see behind me, a high of 73 for Southern Pines. High of 75 right here in Rockingham, and just down 74 east, a high of 78 in Laurinburg, 79 in Lumberton. If you're heading west on 74 towards the Queen City of Charlotte, you can expect a high of 75 there for tomorrow, 68 just north of that in Greensboro, and a high of 70 for Hickory. And if you're traveling to South Carolina, you can see down there Spartanburg, a high of 77, as well as Lancaster, Columbia, high of 84, Darlington, 82. But the common theme for tomorrow is nothing but rain expected across North and South Carolina, which brings us to our 5-day weather forecast. As I just mentioned, a high of 75 here for tomorrow, low of 65 Tuesday night, a 40% chance of rain tomorrow. Actually expected tomorrow night. For Wednesday, 50% chance of rain. That's actually supposed to start in the morning, so I would imagine Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, all part of the same storm. So Wednesday afternoon should be clear though, high of 72, low of 48 that night. On Thursday, nothing but sunshine, 0% chance of rain that day, high of 63, a low all the way down to 40. So going to get chilly on Thursday night. As we enter the weekend, temperature is going to rise just 2 degrees to 65 for the high, 0% chance of rain with a low of 53. And then as we get further into next weekend, of course, this could change, but as we sit right now, a 40% chance of rain that day. Thunderstorms expected, high of 69, low of 48. So over the next couple of days, the temperature should be in the lower 70s. Of course, it's going to dip as we get further into the week, but make sure you've got a jacket because as you can see, the temperature is going to be low, low, low on Wednesday and Thursday. And that's going to do it for your Live at 5 weather report. When we return, we've got your crime report, and student athletes Hudson and Lampley earned Mr. and Mrs. School Spirit during Homecoming 2018. It's coming up right after the break.
Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts is all about rustic home decor and gifts. You will always find a variety of unique antiques, vintage, and new items in our shop. Come and see our selection of housewarming, new baby, and wedding gifts. For the man in your life, we have many collectibles, Boker knives, and leather. And ladies love the jewelry, purses, candles, hats, and t-shirts. We also offer a 30-day layaway program. Come and experience shopping at Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts.
The Hamlet Police Department closed out last month with 3 arrests. A routine check of a license plate precipitated the arrest of Carlos Jermaine Bostic on Wednesday, September 26th. A Hamlet Police Department patrolman ran the plate and found it to be expired since March. The patrolman stopped the driver, Bostic, and asked for his license, which was found to be expired as well. A record check on the suspect revealed that there were 2 outstanding warrants, one for obtaining property by false pretense and the other for a financial card theft. Bostic was also given a citation for the suspended license and the expired registration plate. He was placed under arrest and transported to the Hamlet Police Department for processing before being taken to the magistrate's office where he was served with the 2 warrants. Chastity Michelle McKenna was arrested on a charge of second-degree trespassing and unauthorized use of a conveyance. She was arrested at her home on Beeler Avenue in Hamlet and transported to the magistrate's office where she was given a $500 secured bond and released. On Sunday, September 30th, Hamlet Police responded to a shots fired report at Sierra Apartments. Although that report was found to have been false, an arrest was made subsequent to the arrival of Hamlet PD. Janet Bullock, age 63, a resident of the apartments, was cited and arrested for resisting a public officer. Bullock had a knife in her hand and refused to drop the weapon when ordered to do so by the officer. 2 of Richmond Senior High School's senior student athletes roped in an off-the-field honor Friday afternoon during Homecoming Week 2018. Seniors Evan Hudson and Savannah Lampley, both multi-sport athletes, were named Mr. and Mrs. School Spirit ahead of the annual Richmond Senior High School Homecoming Parade in downtown Rockingham. After a week of campaigning across campus and on social media, the tandem collected enough votes to take the coveted crown and ride at the front of the parade in a BMW convertible. Both student athletes are active members of the RSHS community, as Hudson is a soccer and baseball player, and Lampley is a volleyball and softball player. They also were on Richmond's inaugural bowling team last winter. Off their respective playing surfaces, Hudson and Lampley are members of the National Beta Club and National Honor Society, and Lampley served as a junior marshal during the class of 2018's graduation in June. She was also on this year's homecoming court. And that's going to do it for today's edition of Live at 5. If you haven't already, be sure to download the Richmond Observer app for your iPhone and Android devices. For all the latest news in Richmond County, visit richmondobserver.com. Be sure to tune in to Good Morning Sand Hills Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8:30 a.m. And of course, make sure to stick here tomorrow at 5 o'clock for your next edition of Live at 5, which will be our 300th episode. Thanks for watching Live at 5, and good night, Richmond County.